Come on, man. Come on, get together. I'm not voguing.
So it looks like
Vogue.
alright, serious face.
I'm sad I didn't know that.
Are you flicking off or your shit?
No.
How did that work?
Flicking off mic.
Whatever, bus driver.
Bus driver.
Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! And stop!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers. I'm Preston. We're joined again by special guest Mike from At the Bar podcast. We got Will Dahl. Guys, how's it going?
Very well. Excellent, man.
So we've been doing some beer chasing, and we finally came across some Firestone Walker beers. Guys, what do we have?
Alright, first up we got Firestone Walker, Wookey Jack, Summer Session IPA. Sounds great.
And then we have the Firestone Walker Wookey Jack Black IPA.
Yeah, so it's a black rye IPA.
Black rye IPA.
So I'm interested to try that. I'm not super familiar with the style. The mouth's already watering. You guys ready to do this?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's drink some beer. Alright, so first up we have the Wookey Jack Summer Session IPA. Let's go ahead and look at the appearance.
So this is supposed to be a sessionable IPA.
Right.
So you're going to notice a lightness in color, maybe just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the other Firestone Walker we did, this is a little bit more yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Less copper tone.
A lot lighter.
It's a lot lighter. So
for a Summer Session IPA, what do you want to rank the appearance?
I mean, appearance. I mean, it's what it's supposed to be. So I would say a 5 out of 5.
Okay, so perfect for a Summer Session IPA. It doesn't get much better color than this.
Nope.
I will say a 4. I think it looks a little nicer than some other ones, but I think there's a little bit of room for improvement. What do you think, Will?
I'm cool with the 4. It almost kind of looks like a slightly darker half of Weiss.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go with the smell. It's interesting, you almost get a little more hop out of this one than the Union Jack we tried, which is double in theory, you know.
Yes, I thought the same thing, and you beat me to the punch. It's a lot more hoppier.
It's kind of got like almost I want to say a dank kind of smell to it. Like
it's a lot more dankness, earthiness. Very.
It smells nice though.
Oh yeah, it smells beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So for a Summer Session IPA, how's it smell?
It's a little strong. I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I would say 4 out of 5 as well. Smells delicious, the smell that's there, but it is a little pungent for something you'd expect from a summer IPA. But again, you know, maybe the taste will make up for it.
Right.
What do you
I
think?
give it a 4. A little more hops than the other one that we tried recently. And
all right, the best part, gentlemen. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's try this.
cheers.
And the taste. Interesting, because we had the Union Jack prior, and I think we're going to keep referencing back to it. That's the Firestone Walker we've had.
Right.
It almost tastes as hoppy.
I don't think so.
No?
No. I mean, to me, it really dies off. You drink it, but it really cuts off once you swallow it down.
I can definitely see that. Now that I've given it a second, it has kind of developed a little bit. And
The aftertaste isn't there, which we'll get into mouthfeel later.
Yeah.
But the aroma is a lot more powerful than the taste.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's definitely kind of falsified a little bit, and like you said, we'll get into that in the taste. What do you think, Will?
Definitely tastes a lot lighter than the other one. It makes sense. It's what, 4.5% ABV, so that's like a little more than half of what the one that we had recently was from the same brewery. So it's a little bit on the lighter side, a little bit more hoppier. You know, are we giving it a rating right now?
Sure.
Say, 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd say 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 too, yeah.
All right, straight across the board. So let's get to the mouthfeel. So we kind of touched on it a little bit. But
Right. It is light. It is. I think it's a lot more crisp than the Union Jack.
yeah, absolutely.
There is more of a crispness. I don't really know how I feel about the aftertaste.
It's weird. It's kind of that dank that you smell. You're kind of tasting that dankiness.
Yeah.
In the aftertaste.
If it does fall flat, it is really light, but that aftertaste is off.
Yeah.
For me.
I think so too. Will, you got anything to add, or what do you think?
I was expecting a little bit with the hoppiness in the aroma. I was expecting a little bit more bitter in the aftertaste. I still don't really get the bitter. So to me, that's cool. But it just tastes a little. I don't know. Just overall, to me, it seems a little lighter than the other one. It's got less flavor, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the intent. So from the summer session IPA, you know, it's we'll get to the overall now. I guess we should rate the mouthfeel first.
Mouthfeel is, I mean, I think it could be better. Maybe a 4.
Yeah. I'd say 3. It's middle of the road. It's right where it should be. It's not what it shouldn't be, so I'm not going to rank it less than a 3, but I wouldn't say it's best in category. I think it's right where it should be.
Yeah, 3.
3. So overall, how do we feel about Easy Jack Summer Session IPA?
I mean, personally, I think it really fits the bill of a summer sessionable IPA, even a sessionable IPA, whether it's whatever season it is. It's easy drinking. The aroma is more powerful than the flavor. I would say maybe a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only go with 3.5 out of 5 as well overall. I think it smells nice. It's got kind of got that dankiness. The flavor falls a little flat, so it's right where it should be. Maybe it's a little better than some other ones, like Longhammer would be another session IPA, and I think it's better than Longhammer. And Longhammer is right at 3 where it should be. So I think it's a little better than something like that.
Yeah, I think 3.5 is good. There isn't really a whole lot here that I don't like. I mean, sometimes I'll hit up an IPA and I'll be like, "Ooh, that's bitter," but no, I don't get any of that. It's very light. I get the citrus. I get a little bit of the hops. For someone who likes an IPA, who may not like an Imperial or something that's really heavy, I think it's a pretty good option. Yeah. So I think it'd be 3.5.
Yeah. So I guess the last question remains is, since we had the Beer Chasers one and trade some beers to get it shipped, would this be worth getting shipped again?
No.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so.
So, there you go. I think we're all 3.5 across the board. That is Firestone Walker, Easy Jack. Alright, so up next we have the Wookey Jack. So this is a black rye IPA. Mike, can you talk about kind of what a black rye IPA is?
A black rye IPA is essentially what you see here. Black, to give it the color, they roast the malt longer to give it that black look and flavor, which you get a little bit of roastiness, smokiness. And the rye is going to give it more of a dry, a little bitter note in the flavor.
Okay, well, interested to check this out. So let's look at the appearance. For a black rye IPA, I'm not super familiar with the style, but I can say it is black.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It is unfiltered, so you'll get with that being unfiltered, you can't see through it.
Yeah, I do.
So it's really
I do catch a little bit of red in there. There's a little bit of a rubiness, so it's not totally SRM 40 plus kind of black, but it's definitely dark.
I mean, if you hold up to a light, you'll kind of see like a violet or red kind of note. Yeah. But it's black.
All right, so how do you want to rank that 1 to 5 on the appearance?
It is what it is. 5.
5 out of 5?
5 out of 5.
I think for this category, I'm not familiar with it, so I'm probably just going to reserve judgment to the very end and give like an overall on this one. Okay. Again, I'm just not familiar enough with the style to really be able to rate it effectively, I think. So I will let you be the expert in this case. Okay. You've had a couple more of these. Will, I don't know how you feel. You want to give a ranking on the appearance here, or do you want to kind of go more overall?
More overall.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So, Mike, you're the expert today.
So, welcome to Out the Bar podcast.
There we go.
So, I mean, a black IPA, I mean, any kind of black Schwarzbier or black whatever is going to look like this. And because it is unfiltered, that's where you're getting a little bit more of a head retention. So, it is what it's supposed to be. I would give it a 5 out of 5.
All right, perfect. Doesn't get any better than the appearance for a black rye IPA. All right, how about the smell? Interesting. It smells like an IPA, but it doesn't smell like an IPA.
Right. You get a lot less of the pine and citrus notes. You're getting a little bit more of a roast. Yeah. Like it's maybe a tad of a smoky, but you're also getting a cut dryness from the rye. So that rye is also cutting into the aroma, making it less pronounced by cutting it off. So smell is it's all right. It could be better. It could be a little bit more pronounced.
It's definitely different, though. I can tell you that's not an IPA. Like, just in the appearance and in the smell. Like, I would never tell you this is an IPA if you put this in front of me.
Right. Smell could be a little bit better. Maybe I'd probably give it 3.5 out of 5.
All right. Well, the best part. Let's taste it.
Taste it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And beers.
Wow. There's the roast.
Yeah.
I'm much more on board with this than I am a regular IPA, I can tell you that. I've been kind of getting more into stouts and roasted beers, and again, though, in the taste, I would never call this an IPA.
No, it does not taste like one whatsoever. And that, you know, it's the rye and then the black IPA, so it's the roast of the malt, really cut the flavor and the aroma out.
Okay.
So when you taste it, when you guys had it, you get, it's a little bit smooth, a little bit thicker like a stout, but once, you know, the aftertaste is very smoky.
Yeah, there is some of that smoke in there.
But not burn. It's not burnt.
Yeah.
And you kind of get a little bit of the rye with it being a little bit on the dry but not bitter flavor.
Right.
So it's a solid beer.
All right,
I really like it.
So how do you want to rank it?
Probably a 4.
Okay.
4 out of 5.
You've had some better tasting rye IPAs, but it's still better than average.
Right, better than average, yeah.
Okay. How about the mouthfeel?
Mouthfeel, it's thick, it's viscous, just like you would a stout or a porter or anything dark.
Easy to tell after the last beer we just had for sure. That was definitely light bodied. This is definitely medium approaching heavy.
Right. Yeah. This is night and day with the other IPAs we had just had. Mouthfeel, it's thick. It's thick, but it's not a heavy body, but it's viscous and it kind of lingers a little bit. And you kind of get the smoke aftertaste. If that's your jam, that's cool. I would probably give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, so overall, where does that put the Wookey Jack for you?
Wookey Jack, probably a 4.
Okay. So I want to go over kind of the overview again. I'm not super familiar with the style, so I just don't feel comfortable going through all those rankings like that. It's a tough one for me to call, right? Because I want to kind of rank it per style, but then I also want to just kind of say overall. So maybe I'll give you both. Again, I'm not familiar with the style, but I think from what you've explained what the style should be, I think this fits it well. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10 on the style. I think there's probably a little bit of room for improvement there. Maybe a little more roastedness, maybe a little more like, again, maybe it's just not the style. I'd like a little bit more sweet, I guess. I don't say chocolate or something, or espresso or whatever, but it's interesting. It's definitely better than a regular IPA. Would I still drink this though, even though I'm kind of liking stouts now? Probably not. It's still a little too bitter for what I'm really going for. I like sweeter beers. I like, you know, Doppelbox. I like Belgian and stuff like that. Right. So 8.5 on the style, and I'm going to say overall, like for the beers that I enjoy, if you followed me back through the 1 through 10 rankings, it's kind of just an overall. Would I get this beer again? I'd probably put it at like a 7. And it's not that it's a terrible beer. It's just in the ranking of things that I enjoy, and if you follow what I like, it's a 7 beer for me. It's above average. It's not spectacular. Would I beer chase for it again? Probably not. Okay. If I saw it somewhere, I'd probably try it again. But I'm definitely interested in trying more black rye IPAs. You know, it's definitely piqued my interest in the category. So enough for me. How about you, Will?
So for me, I love the color. I love darker beers. I love, you know, the malt, the smokiness when it's not overpowering. To me, it's still, like you said, very bitter. So, and on that end, it still tastes like an IPA to me, although it's less on the citrusy kind of flavor, more on the malty side. So, if I were to drink an IPA, I would probably choose a black IPA, so this is kind of more up my alley. I have had other black IPAs, not necessarily black rye, but to me, I kind of rate it on as far as those go, as far as what I can remember. And to me, as far as the scale of what I want to drink, I would say it's probably about a 3.5 out of 5. But on a scale of black rye IPAs or black IPAs in general, I think it's about a 4. Like you said, it could use a little bit more, maybe something there, maybe either chocolate or coffee. I guess it would probably push it more on the lines of what you would see in a stout.
Right.
But for me, it's great. I could taste a little bit of the hops there. Maybe that's where a lot of the bitterness comes from. So it's a good beer, strong, tastes good, but you know.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to go beer chasing for it. You know, if I found it, I would try it again. I'm definitely curious now about the style, so I'll be trying more when I see them on the menu. So there you have. That's the Firestone Walker Wookey Jack. All right, so those tastings complete. That's going to wrap up this episode of the Beer Chasers. So we're kind of completing the Firestone Walker tour here. First, we had the Easy Jack Summer Session IPA.
Yeah, the Easy Jack was a little bit on the lighter side, a little less alcohol, a little bit more hoppy, a little bit more bitter. Still light though, so you know if you wanted to go out and you wanted to mow your lawn, you could definitely pound a couple of them, and you wouldn't be like dead on the floor or anything like that. So you'd be good. But it's a little, a little on the lighter side, but a little better than like a long hammer. But still, it was good.
Right, and then we finished up with the Wookey Jack.
Yeah, the Wookey Jack was a good black rye IPA. A lot of us didn't really like it as much, but it did live up to what it was supposed to be. Just it felt like it missed a couple notes.
Yeah. So both beers, while being tasty, I'm not sure it's something I would go and seek out again and risk all the shipping and trying to get it here without breaking through UPS and whatever. So good beers. I'm glad we tried them. Would I go get them again? Chase them? Probably not. If I saw them in a bar, I think I'd definitely pick one up and have some people try them.
Yeah, agreed.
So Mike, Will, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for helping out.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap it up. Preston, Mike, Will, Beer Chasers, we'll see you later.
Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And stop, beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. Let's go drink some beer. Beer.